So, my name is Stuart, and I have been gaming for 30 plus years. So, since I'm like 53 now, so since I'm about 16 or so, I've been running D&D and Champions and Torg and Star Wars D6, and I played in plenty of D&D and Pathfinder, and I played some MMOs. I played Asheron's Call and World of Warcraft and City of Heroes and Champions Online. And so there's a part of me that's got some real experience. There's part of me that is nowhere near what you guys are at, plenty of you. But I figured I would throw my hat in, mostly because what we did was we played with hero figures, but we did not play with monsters. For monsters, we used risk pieces. So we would use small risk pieces, and fortunately they came in two sizes, and they were in blue and yellow and red and green and black. So we had live creatures, we had dead creatures, we had wounded creatures, and mostly we played with heroes that were made out of hero characters. So, if we were putting a group together, we would say, I'm running an elven archer, and she's female, and, she wears brown pants, and doesn't have a cape, or has a backpack. And then we would look for a miniature, or we would base miniature on, oh, God, I like that piece. I'm going to carry a backpack because that character has a backpack. Then we switched to Hero Forge, and we were able to customize our characters. So again, we were still using monsters that were risk pieces, but we were able to say, I'm going to put a backpack on this character, and I'm going to put the bow in the left hand, and whatever it happened to be. And I tended to paint them because I was arguably the best painter in the group, and it worked out that way. Now what I've done is there's part of me that is going to start to paint monsters, and hopefully we're going to give those away to you guys on Patreon. And there is part of me that is going to hopefully 3D print STL files of heroes. I have a Frozen 4K on the way. It should be here sometime in the next 2 weeks. But in the meantime, I am going to paint the monsters, and I'm going to. So I've got a box of Bones 4, and I should have Bones 5 coming soon, and those are going to be the creatures that I'm going to give away. Who knows? Maybe I'll do them just random. Maybe I'll do them, with intent as far as 3 or 4 of this goes, or 3 or 4 of that. And there's part of me that might. So there's part of me that might do them Goobertown hobby style. I'm roll dice and paint them, and hopefully. Right now I've got a Monoprice Mini 2K, which is in the background, and I don't think you can see it, but that printer does not quite work at the moment. I'm hoping to get that up and going over the next few weeks, as well as having a Frozen 4K on the way sometime in the next 2 weeks or so. I did a few test prints, about 3 years ago or 2 years ago with the Monoprice Mini. I was able to take it with me, but I'm not happy with the build size and the resolution, but we're hoping to make that printer level again. And and print from it, so we'll see what happens. Part of the reason that I'm doing this is because in March of 2020, I had myself a minor stroke. I was taking the dog out to get him groomed, and I had a dizzy spell, and part of me didn't think that it was a big deal, and I waited about a month before I went to the eye doctor, and the eye doctor sent me to the hospital, and the hospital admitted me for a couple days, and my blood pressure was really high, and I was diabetic, and my weight was 307 or so. I'm about 230 right now, so I've lost about 70 pounds. There's part of me that has been, well, in the process of all of this, my retina's swelled up to the point that I can barely see. I get a shot once a month in each eye, and it's as unpleasant as it sounds. But according to that eye doctor, my eyes my retinas are unswelling, I suppose. But I still cannot see. But with my glasses and my hobby glasses, I can see somewhat. I still can't drive, so I can't see that well. But I can see tiny things, and I'm going to attempt to paint and give stuff away to you folks on Patreon, because it will mean that I can hopefully do this full-time, as well as I'll have your addresses. It'll pay for postage. So we're hopeful that Patreon is an option for me, and that I can use, and hopefully Patreon's an option for me, and I can use that as a means to make enough money to live. Right now, I'm a computer person, and it's difficult seeing letters on a screen, even with high contrast, or even with large font, but I can see rounded things and shapes and whatnot, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to work with my hobby glasses and work up close. You can't wear a pair of hobby glasses all day to try to see a computer screen. For what it's worth, my blood sugar is less than 4.6, so I'm not technically diabetic, but I'm still taking insulin twice a day, and Trulicity. I can't see, though, and we're wondering if that's going to work for me to paint, as well as run the computer, as well as 3D print with filament printer, as well as a resin printer. It's definitely going to be a challenge, but it is a challenge I'm up to. So, and hopefully you'll benefit from it. You're definitely going to see me doing some bones miniatures, and you're definitely going to see me doing some Hero Forge miniatures that I hopefully will print and test and review and whatnot. Who knows? Maybe I'll even give away some Hero Forge gift cards, that kind of thing. My name has been Stuart, and it still is. Bye.